Hello! Do we have people? Are we live again? I don't know what's going on, but our computer completely crashed. Again. Like this time it actually just like the screen went blank and everything died. Fun.
This is annoying. So hopefully we're good. Hopefully, please. We have a guest here, damn it.
We will do our best.
Hey, as long as we're drinking, that's all I care.
Oh, the drinking will happen, sir. The drinking will commence.
The drinking is how we deal with the stress of the computer not working right.
Oh, good. I'll get to that.
So yeah. Anyways, as we're talking about, what were we talking about?
We had just
we're talking
about neotropism.
Yeah, Neo's going on.
And how nature's fucking it up. Okay, yeah, that's right. So, for those who don't know, this is Captain Emery. He goes to events called Tortuga. It's a pirate festival, pirate event.
21 plus full immersion pirate festival.
Can you give us a little more of a background history of the event itself?
Oh, geez, I think it's been going on for about a decade. In Oregon, near Lebanon. Just what do you need to know? Pirates, 21 plus, drinking, shanties.
What's the time frame in a sense? Like how
long is the event and what day of the year?
It's a 3-day event towards the beginning of September, first weekend of September.
So it's very close to Wasteland.
Yeah, that's why I usually can't make Wasteland, because it's right just a couple weeks before.
Yeah. So is it like Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday. Okay.
Yeah, usually we get there. We head up Thursday night.
Okay.
Okay.
And then it's a pirate event. Is it also along the lines of it has to represent a certain time frame in history?
Not really. It's pretty much anything piratey and such. A lot like Wasteland, it covers different time frames, different types of pirates, different places. Typically, my ship, for example, has kind of a voodoo style to it.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of an old theme to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you say your ship, what does that mean in the context of the event?
In the context of the event, that would be my encampment.
So basically the equivalent of a tribe.
Yeah, it's equivalent of a tribe. So
because like when you say ship, I'm thinking like everyone has like their own fucking like pirate ship just like there.
Well, some do actually. One of my favorite crews out there, they actually bring in a ship. It's probably about twice the size of your living room.
Oh wow,
nice.
And the whole thing is a giant bar.
Nice.
So
sounds accurate.
Throughout the night, they'll have a green light up on the sails.
Okay.
And if you happen to catch the red light on the sails, my first mate and I were still chasing the red light. But if you catch them with a red light on those sails, everything they serve is at least 100 proof.
Oh, ouch! That is a place that will mess you up.
Yeah, my three years of going to the event, we haven't caught the red sails yet. So as of right now, it's just rumor.
Okay.
That's the legend we chase.
It's like the legend of the grilled cheese hut.
Yes.
I found the grilled cheese hut.
Did.
I still have not.
No.
Yeah, me.
It's real. It exists. I gave proof.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so how are we doing on comments right now?
Let's see.
Well, hopefully, hopefully people find us. Yeah, we've come back for like the third time.
Before we ended, some of the pics are phenomenal. Some of the pictures have been coming out from Neo.
Yes.
It is amazing.
Yes.
They did have a lot of issues with weather. Beforehand, there was one point where there was talk of cars being damaged. I haven't seen firsthand proof. We've heard of a couple of people say that their cars were slightly damaged.
From the weather?
From the wind.
Wow.
At one point, they had to shelter in place.
Yeah, I know that.
Because the W was so bad.
Yeah, I know that part, yeah.
I'm in the medical chat because I'm a volunteer in med. So there was a lot of talk going on in there like, hey, shelter in place, don't travel if you don't have to.
Yeah.
If you haven't shown up yet, don't show up. Wait until it's clear. Stay off the road.
Yeah.
If you're worried about like, well, I've got to make it here for my shift, don't worry about it. No one's doing a damn thing right now.
Yeah, I know they shut down entertainment.
Yeah.
That's what Santos was saying, that they had shut down the entire event basically.
Yeah.
They hadn't made anybody leave or anything necessarily, but they basically shut down.
Yeah.
It was like no entertainment, nobody's serving drinks, nobody's doing nothing. Just stay where you are.
Stay safe.
Stay safe, yeah.
Because that's been a big thing. A lot of reports about snakes. Because it's a lot more green and healthy right now. It's not so much the desert we know and love.
Yeah, that's what Tooch was saying when they were on here, last time, was that when they went after there was greenery and that they had to take like a shovel and some other gardening stuff and physically clear out a spot in the brush in order to set up their tent.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, but it is Saturday, so it's technically the last full day and night of event.
Yeah.
Unless you're staying for
This is
Carry On.
Necropolis, right?
Neotropolis.
Oh,
Neotropolis.
Yeah.
Neotropolis.
And it's in the same place that Wasteland.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's in the same location.
It's run by the same person.
Got it.
It's
Sci-fi
Yeah, we want to check that one.
glow world.
Low.
yeah, it's a cyberpunk version. They build a multi-story, although it's really like just two-story, complex with like scaffolding, and they try to make it look like a busy city like marketplace, like in a sci-fi cyberpunk type setting.
Right.
And you have all your standard lots of neon and lots of, you can do alien, you can do human, but they don't want any replica characters.
Right.
So you just can't go walking around like Judge Dredd or something.
Yeah, exactly. But you can definitely take inspiration from Judge Dredd.
Yeah,
Right.
You know.
Does it have a specific year that it's in?
It's always like, what?
Well, as far as I know, no.
No.
No, this cyberpunk is
Future.
Yeah, it's just the future on a distant planet. That this is supposed to be a an outpost.
Speaking of which, shit talker of the show, Santos says, greetings from Glow World.
Yeah, see, so he's out there right now. So yeah, it's set to be
They get some reception out there.
on a distant planet. And this is supposed to be like an outpost on like a desert planet in a sense.
Yeah.
And you are there with all your future stuff, but and you could be from anywhere as far as how you look in many ways.
Yeah, you can do like cyber parts and like arms.
And I heard there's strictly like a bar or a club that doesn't allow pure humans.
Yeah, when I went,
Well, you have to be spliced up or alien or cyborg.
there was a bar called something like Bay 54 or something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously after like the famous Studio 54, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Bay 54 was a no humans allowed bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you had to be, they were encouraging you to show up in some kind of alien look, or I think that they might have been taking some cybernetics also.
Yeah. So we have Ducky watching on YouTube.
Hey, Ducky.
And
Hi, Ducky.
Mater's like, is that a possible Burning Man jinx? Because Burning Man, wasn't it last year?
Yeah. Oh yeah, guys, they had that storm. It got the storm.
Yeah. They got flooded basically.
Yeah.
Because Dawn was working.
Don was there, yeah.
Christina, she wasn't at the event, but she was in the area and she actually climbed over the mountain into Burning Man while that was going on.
Oh wow.
Yeah, her boots were caked.
Just looking down the mountain. Oh, look at this shit show.
Oh yeah, there was a lot going on where people like even with
Adder doesn't hang out with any androids over the age of 21.
God damn it.
Fresh off the line.
So I want to say thank you,
When
Santos.
it's 18, it's clean.
Fucking hell.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to drink to that.
So I just want to say thank you, Santos. Santos found a patch for me at Neo.
Yes!
And is going to got traded off for me. It's a legit patch that says figment of your imagination.
Ah,
And I'm
nice.
like, oh my god, yes!
You're like, I need that.
Absolutely. I mean, look at my physical form.
Enough about Neo. This is Wasteland Talk with Worlds Collide, so we're also talking about Tortuga. So, speaking of
Yes.
Tortuga,
Yes.
tell me, you were at the last one that just happened last September, yes?
Yes.
Tell me how that
I was drunk. Yes, I was there.
from whatever memory you can pull up, tell us things that happened there while you were there. Like, what did you experience? What did you see? Who did you see?
Who did you do?
Well, it was all a little blurry, you see. Let's see. We got all the ships, all the encampments. Every one of them does their own unique encampments. Parties, lots of parties, lots of drinking. One
Sounds
of
like
my
West-
first mates and I, our favorite things to do is just go from encampment to encampment and just check out all the parties. So it's literally a lot of drinking, smoking. We got hookah out there. We do lots of shanties and lots of bars.
So they do like the sing-along
Oh, yeah,
shanties? Ah.
Nice.
So, side note, I know we're not talking about
Shanties.
Neo, but apparently Neo sold out.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It is, well, not to mention, it is a smaller event compared to Wasteland.
True.
Yeah.
So when they say sold out, I wonder, like, what's the capacity attendance number
No idea.
compared to Wasteland? Because Wasteland usually holds, like, about... They usually stop the cap, like, around 5,000.
Yeah. The last couple of years we've had a cap of about 1,000, which
Okay.
Pretty good.
That's just because they were still reeling from COVID. And
Yeah.
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of people in that community playing extra safe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're expecting that. I believe that cap. I'm not sure if it holds this year, but I believe it's usually about 2,000ish.
So was that, like, the average numbers before pandemic?
Before I think it was closer to like 2,000 to 3,000.
So basically is nearly, is pretty much about as big as Wasteland Weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds...
Ooh.
So it's that big of an event.
If they've been capping it smaller recently, that makes sense. But if pre-pandemic, yeah, that would be similar to the size of Wasteland pre-pandemic.
Yeah, that's basically what I was hearing. Santos is basically saying the W out there right now is either as equal or worse than the W Wasteland 16.
Yeah, Wasteland 16, that was a trip.
we were there for that one. That was
What happened on that one?
That was the year that my tent got wrecked.
Tent City.
Tent races.
Oh
Because I think that was the first big W all the Wasteland experience, so no one was prepared.
Yeah,
So everyone got their shit wrecked.
yeah.
Luckily, it was just for one fucking day, though.
We lost both our shade. We had easy up shade structures. We lost those. Those got destroyed. My tent it didn't get destroyed per se, but it got damaged to where I ended up having to. I was able to make it through the weekend, but I ended up having to do some repairs on it because the tent itself held up and the stakes held up.
Okay.
The little webbing that connects the tent to the stakes ripped.
Gotcha.
And Katie is absolutely right. Katie, remember my tent was getting destroyed by the W to the point where I had to get a whole new tent after that. Because, like, it stretched out all the metal rings out of the socket. It was tearing holes into it to the point where, like, majority of the time I was out and about, I had to put my tent down and put weight on top of it so it doesn't get blown away.
So Santos is saying it's good today. A moment of silence for Tooch's new tent. It died. And we got
Aw.
Tin Horn watching.
Oh, I accept it, Torn.
Tent hard.
Hey.
Destroyed Kip and Carl's military teepee too.
I remember that because I was camping with them that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point my brain would be going, I'm gonna pack all my stuff up and put it in the car. And I'm sleeping in the car.
Because it was funny because they were like, "Oh, come sleep in our teepee. We're pretty good." No, theirs was next on the list for the W. They're like, "Oh, you're a little bit taller, huh? I like a challenge. Fuck you."
Yeah, I ended up that year. I ended up basically taking the the tarp that covers your tent,
Yeah.
that like is the rain guard, and I took that completely off the tent to basically let the wind go through the tent.
Yeah.
And then I just slept in the dust.
So since we're on the topic
Like a
of
completely open tent, just let the wind go through. Who cares?
weather conditions at certain events, how's the weather like at Tortuga?
It's pretty mild.
Mild. You never had like a certain
no.
situation where it's like way too hot, or you're getting very windy, or like
Yeah. It's beginning September, so there. I mean, you still got a little bit of heat during the day.
Okay.
But it's not that desert heat by any means. We're usually in wooded areas.
Okay.
Oh, so are you like in a forest or something? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of shade there.
Oh yeah, typically. The last place that they got was absolutely lovely. It was on a reserve, so lots of wooded areas.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
With
Were you by like any water,
there was
like a river or
oh, yeah,
lake?
beautiful river there that we were able to utilize and swim in. Lots of people love that. So during the heat of the day, you got that nice river blowing through. At
Nice.
night, we had the full moon last year.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
It was
nice.
absolutely gorgeous, and that moon coming through those trees down on that river is just movie-esque.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Very
beautiful
nice.
place. I believe it's the same place this year, and the location is now going to be their permanent location because they've been moving around.
Okay.
Okay.
The last several years.
Alright.
But it sounds like they actually contracted
Found like
a
they're at-
permanent place.
Nice.
That's good.
So if it's the same place as last year, absolutely excited. It's been my favorite one. Every year their location just gets better and better.
Good.
The one before was
Mhm.
just so gorgeous. We said that they're not going to be able to top that. That was the one where I was talking that had a ferry road and such through.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this place was even better. And so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what this year hasn't stopped with us.
Perfect. So yeah, so we Wasteland Weekend also had like a similar situation where like it moved for the majority of the beginning of the Wasteland Weekend. It was on they were renting a campground in the Mojave Desert called H Park.
Yep. Yeah.
And-
H Park is like a state park.
And then after the year of 2017's Wasteland Weekend, it moved to the now residency of Wasteland Weekend, which is like the opposite side of California City.
Right.
Still in Mojave, but they bought land.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's still only a couple
So it's
miles
on
from where it used to
it's
be.
on property now, so they can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want with it.
Good.
Yeah, we definitely had an issue. H Park, in a way, we were as an event kind of outgrowing the bounds.
Yeah.
And then also there were a lot more rules on what you could do as far as
Thanks, Rod Rash.
no, because it was a state park.
Get with the fucking joke. Come on.
Because it was a state park, the state had a lot more restrictions on vehicles and tents and digging and noise and all kinds of stuff. And so by getting their own land, and not only that too, but as we outgrew the H Park area, it was surrounded by private property.
Right.
And a lot of people who own property there use it for like desert riding, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to know if you're on somebody's property almost by accident because there's not really a fence line or there's nothing there to designate, oh, H Park is in it and I'm on some dude's property.
Yeah.
You know, but residents, people who own the land were like, hey, it's not cool that someone was on my property.
Right.
You know, and so the city would get complaints like that. So overall, it was just a much better fit for them to eventually buy some land.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely good. Same thing with Juplaya. We went up to Juplaya last year.
Yeah.
With Christina. That's on the same playa as Burning Man.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So it's before everything happened last year with the flooding.
Yes.
There's a large amount of people who go out in July
Okay.
for that event, and that one's a little bit different because it's not actually a paid event.
Okay.
So Juplaya is done where it's completely free. There's no tickets. There's no set date. People just kind of show up at the beginning of the month. And some stay the whole month, some just come up a weekend. 4th of July weekend's the biggest, but they do all sorts of things like the light shows. They got the art cars. A lot of old burners go out there and such. It's kind of a more laid-back, kick-back event compared to Burning Man.
Yeah, because Burning Man gets, tens of thousands of...
It gets busy.
80,000 people or some crazy number like that. So it'd be, I bet there's old burners who miss it when it was smaller.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so it does capture a lot of that feel, more of that freedom, because it's not bogged down by all the rules of the event. Now you are out on the playa. It is on a reservation, so you definitely have to follow the laws and regulations of the area.
Absolutely,
and everybody who goes up there is absolutely respectful of such. They've got the Indian police department.
Okay,
The
that's
Native
good.
American police.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Reservation.
yeah.
And what's
Reservation
great about
police.
them, they are out there, really very nonchalant. They're not in your face at all. They're not out there to bust anybody. They're just out there to make sure that you're safe. They're not out there to stop you from going 120 miles in your vehicle down through the desert. You're not going to hit any. There's miles and miles. You're not going to hit anything. It's completely flat. They're not there to stop you, but they are there if you mess up and flip your car.
Yeah, okay.
So they're absolutely wonderful.
I mean, we get local police for Wasteland also, and they very much also take kind of a very hands-off approach.
Right.
I drank with them.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, no, they typically, we get the so we're in technically Kern County.
Yeah.
And so we get usually the Kern County sheriffs, and then we also get the California City local police. And in both cases, they a lot of times come out with their desert rescue vehicles,
Right.
Because they actually, for a while, who knows? I don't know if they still have it or not, but for a while they had some military desert rescue vehicles, and they kind of work well with our theme, of course. And so they would come out in those, and we've been told that when they know that our event is coming up, because we've been doing it for all these years, they have a hard time getting officers who are willing to stay in town.
Yeah.
Everybody,
That's great.
all the officers want to go out there and see the event.
Oh, yeah.
That is great.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, they party with us.
They party with us. They'll come back when they're off duty.
They have their own bottle caps, too.
They have their own bottle cap that they've given out. It's got a little sheriff badge on it.
Oh, yeah. They're cool. Those are the cops you want to fucking hang out with.
Yeah.
They're like some super trooper shit right there.
Yeah, no, they've come and watched the Thunderdome. They've come in and
I think they
watched
came
the
into
stage.
Ghoulcrest once.
They came into Ghoulcrest. Yeah. They come out and they have a lot of fun. I remember years ago, a friend of mine was working the check-in, and just one of my campmates was doing their volunteer shift there, right? And so the officers show up, and they're giving them their little wristband. Well, the officers are looking and seeing everything ahead of them and getting so excited they're about ready to drive off without the wristband. And they just cannot wait. These officers were like kids at Disneyland. They wanted to get in there, and they're just like, oh yeah, we gotta get the wristband. Sorry. But yeah, they were having so much fun. And one of them, I remember, this was during the day that they showed up, and then my same campmate was still working the gates later that night, and the same officer came back, now this time with his spouse.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to show his spouse what was going on,
Yeah. So, Captain Emery,
Yeah.
I know she brought a little something with you, as always.
Oh yeah, my hookah.
Yes.
Your blowtorch.
Yes.
So we have a hookah here, which we haven't done a hookah on the show in, I think, since season 2.
Yeah, it's been a while for
2 or
sure.
3.
Had to bring it back.
Don't burn me.
So let's see if we can partake in a good smoke.
Right?
Because as one of my nicknames are, I am the caterpillar of hookahs.
Well, it's going to take a few minutes to set it up.
Oh yeah, of course. So we're gonna start now.
Right.
Here, hold this one.
Yeah, I'll hold that one. Bring it this way, and you bring that way.
Yeah. So we got it like that, and you just drop it on top of this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now tightened up.
I get my own hose. You guys get to share.
Oh no!
Not like it's the first
Apparently,
time
apparently nobody wants my.
lips have been on.
Apparently nobody wants my cooties.
I sense a divide here.
Oh.
Leaning one way, leaning everywhere.
Everyway.
We're on to everyways.
Here, if you can hand me the bowl.
Yeah,
just the bowl. Yeah.
Then we can show, if you want to show that thing off to... Seems to be right?
So got this nice, pretty skull with a skeleton hand holding it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you just gotta. Nope, that is not it.
I'm trying.
There you are.
Yep. We want the bowl, and then that way they can get it prepped.
Those
You guys-
people don't remember. I also have a hookah that's a Wasteland hookah. We call it Mr. New Vegas. That someone at Wasteland Weekend handmade it, like out of liquor bottles and a bunch of other random knickknacks. And it functions.
Yeah. And technically, somewhere I still have one also, but mine hasn't been used in a while either.
Well, hold on.
Uh,
it functions. Yeah. Apparently, we're getting still a little bit of a static.
But mine hasn't been used in a while. I don't know.
Hold on. I think this is when I hit the microphone. Hold on. Okay. Let's try that. How's that?
Well, could it be?
What? Yep. It was a microphone. It's when I hit it. It was my fault. I fucked up. I'm sorry. Fuck you.
So Mater's asking, does Wasteland have a hookah bar?
Not anymore.
It has had one off and on.
There was a tribe that was formerly known as the Land Sharks.
Mm-hmm.
They were making the hookah bar. That's where I got my Wasteland hookah, because the person who's running the hookah bar handmade all the hookahs. And it was only for like 1 year.
And then prior to that, the Mushroom Cloud Lounge did hookah a couple years, but the Skullduggers, from what I understand, they basically decided that they spent too much time prepping and serving the hookah, and it cut down on their overall enjoyment.
Because smoking hookah, it's a process.
It is.
That's why we haven't started smoking yet.
Yeah. So when you run a hookah bar, like that's your job. That's what you do now.
With the Skullduggers, I think that's where they originally started calling it the Mushroom Cloud Lounge, because it was supposed to be a hookah bar.
Yeah. Yeah, its original intention was a hookah bar, and for the first, I'd say 3 years, maybe about, they ran it as a hookah bar. And then somewhere around maybe 2017 or so, they were like, you know what, we've done it, we're over it, we're just gonna run it as like a more traditional kind of nightclub, and that was the end of the hookah bar there. So you can definitely still find individuals smoking hookah out there, but there is no organized hookah bar anymore.
And I remember like the first few years of Ghoulcrest, me and Hatter will bring our hookahs out into Ghoulcrest, and we'll have people partake in a smoke.
Yeah, usually I have my other hookah out at Tortuga with me. That one just needed to go though. I needed a new hookah because my old one was just in shambles. But it's absolutely amazing when I took it out. Like the grommets on it were the rubber grommets were old, and the hoses weren't so great. And I walked away from my ship, and I had the thing sitting outside, kind of just as decoration. And some people came by, and they brought charcoals. They brought hashish with them. They brought new hoses. They brought new grommets for it.
Nice.
By the end of the weekend, we had a hard time getting it started, but by the end of the weekend, we had it going. But then I dedicated to get a new one. This is one replacing that one.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah, I think I remember I brought mine out to Ghoulcrest.
First year? That's how we met.
Yeah, the first year, and then also I brought mine out to the private party out on Ghoulcrest's land, and I actually broke one of mine out there because I dropped it.
That's right. Now, I think that was the first year you went.
Yeah, it's the first year I went. I ended up dropping my hookah and destroying it at least the glass bowl, of course. And then I think I bought a new one after that, but I still haven't used it in a while. It's in the closet somewhere.
Yeah, I haven't ran across any hookah bars at Tortuga yet, but there is one ship that does a weed bar.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, it's all weed. They have dabs for you. They have bud for you. They have all their bongs and such. And they're serving dabs when you hear their bell.
Okay.
That was every time they hear they ring that bell.
Now, is Tortuga similar to Wasteland in that do these places charge for you to partake in the alcohol or the weed?
Most ships do not charge.
Okay.
A lot of ships just bring a shit ton of alcohol.
Sure.
It's some ships do their own things, but for the most part, it all just flows.
Do they take donations? Do people donate?
A lot of do. Usually they'll do tips and such.
Okay. Because I know, like Wasteland, it's some bars will have a tip jar that you, of course, can tip.
Yeah.
The bars don't charge because they don't have a liquor license.
Exactly.
And then some bars will take donations of alcohol. And
I like that one.
if you donate alcohol, usually it's got to be something unopened. That type of thing, and usually there's somebody who's responsible for you donate it to that person, and they're looking it over to make sure that it hasn't been tampered with. But like the main bar at Wasteland, the Atomic Cafe, you drop off the alcohol donated to that with the event security, and they check it over.
Yeah.
But some of the other bars that aren't sponsored by the event, you can donate at, and same thing, of course, they always want it, sealed.
Sealed,
Yeah.
no homemade stuff. Well, if you're like close friends with people where it's like, hey, I trust you.
We're getting there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're close friends with somebody and you want to share a homemade drink, then absolutely. But yeah, most bars, if you're going to drop off a drink, they don't want a homemade drink because they don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
They don't
What's
know.
the flavor of this
Nobody
shisha?
wants to be drugged, of course, and nobody wants to take that chance.
So we have cotton candy flavor shisha.
Nice.
I was starting to
That was
smell
Matthew's pick.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like,
There was
how
no
could I not?
hesitation. We walked in. I'm like, babe, what flavor do you want? He goes, that one, cotton candy.
Why not? And then what is the food situation at Tortuga?
There is usually, I don't recall seeing them last year, but the year before I know they did have food trucks out there.
Okay.
I might have just missed them this last year, but
Sure.
sometimes they do.
So-
And then also there's a number of ships that provide meal plans.
Okay.
Okay.
So you go online beforehand and you pay for these meals, anywhere from $35 for the weekend, upwards of $55 to $70 for a meal plan. Each ship has their own that provides. They'll have their own menu. They'll tell you some are just breakfast and dinner. Some are all three meals or what have you.
Okay.
So Figment, I'm gonna probably need you to read all the comments because I got a lot going on right here and I can't really look at my phone.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I was working on that anyway.
All right. So we have any comments on YouTube or Facebook?
No.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Like I said, we're probably expecting a small attendance on the show because one, we fucked up too many times in the beginning, and two, a lot of people are at Neotropolis.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watch it on
Definitely.
reruns.
Yeah, trust me. Oh yeah, I'll probably repost this episode, like the full, legit episode, once next week when people are heading home
Back and
or
recovered.
back home, so maybe people can watch this on the road back to wherever they're living.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is good. That is good. It's been a minute, like I said, since I smoked hookah.
Oh, I know, and I love fucking hookah. Like, we need to start smoking hookah more often again. Like, we should probably do our patio nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cleaned the patio.
Yeah.
We need to get Emma her plant back. Ducky, when you get the car fixed up, you gotta get Emma her plant back. It's currently on the patio table. That fucker is heavy.
All right.
I had Danny pick it up. I wasn't playing with that.
And why the fuck did you seatbelt a plant?
I think that was Emma.
Like,
gotta keep it
it's
safe,
it's a plant and it's fucking heavy as shit. It ain't moving. And it's already knocked on the ground. And you ain't gonna worry about tipping over. It's already tipped over.
That might get dirty.
It would have gone too late.
Oh, Ducky's car needs to be cleaned out anyway. We know it. I tried to start picking it up.
Yeah.
And then the tow truck showed up to tow it over because Ducky got it towed from where the car had originally broke down to here, and the tow truck fucked up the
Oh,
some
so
of
I
the
got
important shit.
Nunya's watching. Hey, Nunya, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, Nunya.
Yeah.
So,
We know Nunya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
have reached
Yeah.
on
This
YouTube.
is why I need therapy.
What's the event name again? Are you talking about Wasteland or Tortuga?
Ooh.
'Cause Reach.
Oh.
Tortuga is the one that goes on an organ that our
That's
pirate
the pirate
friend.
one.
Yeah, that our pirate friend goes to.
Nice.
Now, let's talk a little bit about. Tell us a little bit about. We've made a reference or two to this, but we reference you as the time traveling pirate.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Motherfucker switched White Claw.
All right.
I'm so mad at that. I'm so mad at that.
Yeah,
I'll never be forgiven
you
for that
are.
one. So,
Blasphemy. And I had a drink just to get rid of it.
all right. So this is a little bit of a long-winded story. Before I get into that, you like the flavor on the hookah?
Oh, I love it.
All right, I got another flavor for you here.
It is quite
So
good,
this
quite
one,
tasty.
we picked this up on
Cotton
the way.
candy, man.
Yeah.
That is a pomegranate wine.
Ooh.
Oh, and I love pomegranate. Mother, you.
So that's what the the
Bitch.
covering on it is supposed to
Yeah.
look almost like a pomegranate.
It
That's
does
what-
look like a
Yeah.
Yep.
You can see it right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me get a little.
A little tipple.
Ooh.
He's gonna like this one.
Yeah.
Tastes like
Oh God.
pomegranate.
It literally, I'm drinking like a juice of pomegranate.
Yep.
Have fun.
It's just like if you take a pomegranate and you just juice it, just right there.
And then yeah, from there it's probably fermented to
Commodore
make the
North,
wine.
It literally
Yeah.
is just pomegranate juice.
Yeah.
With a just splash of vodka. Oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of got that
Yeah, it's got that pomegranate smell.
that- not the tart to it. What's the?
It's not tang.
Tangy.
Not tang. It's
And then there's a kick.
But you could add a
I say tart.
tart.
I'll
that's a good
say
word.
tart.
Yeah, it's got that pomegranate tart to it.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably sweeten that up with just a little bit of sugar.
Yeah. No, it's good. It very much tastes just like pomegranate. But
I need one of these.
It does have a little bit
We'll
of
get you one of those.
I need one of
kick
these.
to
My
it.
birthday's coming up.
Oh, mine too.
That's right. I know. I have the day off.
Good.
And the next day.
Good, me too.
I know.
Oh no, we're gonna get.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
So what I'm hearing is at some point I need to get an air mattress for the car, so that because I know his ass is gonna like stay up.
Yep.
I don't have that capability as much anymore.
No, that's fair. That's very fair.
So what I hear is I need to get a twin air mattress for the car, so that we get him unloaded. I can blow up the air mattress, throw it in the back seat of the car, and just okay. Wake me up when you're ready to leave. So,
And I'm just gonna be like tapping on the window, all creepy, like, babe,
Oh,
I want Taco Bell.
No, by the time you're done, almost every Taco Bell will be closed.
McDonald's it is.
That's okay.
24-hour McDonald's.
That's
it
okay.
is.
I'm gonna be tapping on Matthew's shoulder as he's sleeping. Hey babe.
Say
I want
all,
Taco Bell.
say all you have to say. I'll be tapping on Matthew over here. I'm like, all right, I believe it.
Yep.
So, what was the weirdest drink concoction you had at Tortuga that you remember?
Oh, one my first mate made actually. It involved full pineapple,
Pineapple. Okay.
in soaked in rum,
Okay.
and then several
pineapple.
Bang energy drinks.
Oh God.
Mm.
You know what? So we were just discussing this earlier.
Oh,
There's
God.
a meme going on right now
Oh no.
about a combo
Yes.
of green nitro monster energy drinks
Oh no.
and Guinness.
Yes, I told you about this.
Where they call it the Gongster,
Oh, the Gongster.
Yes.
and we the Irish want to try it.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
So when I made this post earlier, he was like, "So are we doing this tonight or?"
like, I'm in. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Oh no, trust me, I'm in too. But here's the thing: I already brought things for cocktails tonight, and then I found this out.
Yeah.
So I was like, if you want to get the stuff, I can make it. I'm willing to do both this and our cocktails that we're gonna have here in a sec.
Oh, good. Because after that, I got another drink for you too.
Well, we ended up not getting the stuff to do it tonight on the show.
That's okay. I got it.
'Cause
I got something else.
I was like, we have plenty of stuff that we're going to be trying. And
Next
drinking.
episode.
So we'll do it.
Next episode, you'll get to see me and Hatter try Gongsters.
Yes, yes.
Have fun with that.
Because I am a Guinness drinker and I do drink monsters.
I'm a monster drinker and I hate Guinness.
And there we go.
Yeah.
I don't
I
typically
love
drink
monsters.
like the nitro, like the more generic original flavor monster.
Yeah, no.
But for this, I will try see what it's like.
Well, it's not the original. It's supposed to be like a nitro version of it.
Well, it's still the original like green.
Yeah.
Even though it's nitro, that just means that they're using, because Guinness is made with nitro as far as instead of CO2, and so
Yeah.
if you do the nitrous monster, then that also, it's just the way they carbonate it.
Yeah.
I think.
They do the Pepsi Nitro.
Yeah.
Got one too.
So it's just the way it's carbonated. I don't think
It
it
turns
changes
it
the
flat.
flavor really.
Yeah.
So so it would make sense to me that you do the Guinness Nitro
There it is. There it
and
is.
the Monster Nitro together. So yeah, I do want to try it. And the funny thing I saw was that like Commodore pointed this out too. Immediately people were like, "Oh, this is sacrilege! You know, you can't
How
take
dare you
Guinness.
disrespect the Irish?
You can't take Guinness." And I'm like, there's a ton of drinks that are mixed with Guinness. Like the first couple of things that came to mind was one,
The Irish car bomb.
the Irish Car Bomb, 2, the Black and Tan, 3, a snake bite, which if you don't know what a snake bite is, it's Guinness and cider. A Black and Tan is usually Guinness and Harp, or sometimes you'll get it with some other beers, but originally it's Guinness and Harp, which is 2 Irish beers together. And then of course you have the Irish Car Bomb. And then there's a bunch of other stuff. I mean, if you look up Guinness mixes, you'll get all kinds. You'll get like Guinness and wine mix. You'll get like Guinness and other beers. And there's one called a Black and White. There's one called a Black Velvet, which the Black Velvet is Guinness and wine.
Hold on, we got some comments.
The Black and White is Guinness and Belgian White. Go ahead.
So we got Gemini watching.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that and Full Throttle? I used to live off those fuckers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here, I got this is not a comment, but this is for Kip, who I hope is still watching. Next to your Guinness with your Rippets.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And then we got
4 Boy Scrat.
Warboy Scrat here. Hello, fellow Wastelanders, and hello, Wasteland Talk.
Hello.
Hello, we missed you. Hopefully, do you plan on coming to Wasteland Weekend this year? Tickets. Well, that's also tickets for Wasteland Weekend go on sale next month on the 14th. They upped the price a little bit for the first tier, but not by much. I mean, it's expensive as it is, so fuck it.
Mayor's going Wasteland Talk Club 54 edition. Oh God.
So you mentioned Irish car bombs.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to hold off on those cocktails because,
Oh, fuck.
because
Do you have?
introduced me to something.
Oh,
That's right.
yes!
So we came prepared. There's the orange juice,
Okay.
and then our orange Jameson.
So, before I work on these, there's a story behind this. Cowfuckers, if you're all watching, you know this story, because you were with me. The bar that I said we always drink at over at Uncle Zeke's, that's the bar that showed me these.
Perfect.
So,
Do
you
they
know,
actually use the orange Jameson?
they actually do.
Perfect.
So this is like to the T.
Nice.
So y'all know.
It's 2 ingredients.
So you know, like the Jaeger bombs
Right.
and shit and whatnot, where like you drop a shot of Jaeger and drink it out of Red Bull. Well, they devised something similar. They have like pre-made cups where like the centerpiece is already a shot's worth of. So the cup within a cup built.
Yeah.
So they built the center cup
Double shot.
with the orange Jameson, and they finished the base with the orange juice. And you just down the hatch, and it is so smooth. It's so good. It's refreshing, and I like it.
What do they call it?
I don't remember, but
What are we calling it?
Orange Bomb. I don't know.
You had a name the other day. You mentioned the name the other day.
Orange Slide.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Regardless,
I was drunk at the
but mind you, I like this so much. Mind you, I am a guy who hates Jameson because it's a basic bitch whiskey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Side note, Warboy Scrat and his girl will be there. They have the.
Oh, and a girl. Oh, you have to introduce me. I'd like to meet your partner.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, you two mingle, and I'll make us these. And I assume would you like one, or are you like, nah, I'm driving?
No, I don't drive. No, last time he didn't get one because we ran out of the orange.
That's
juice.
That's
right. So
right.
you never got to experience.
So he
Yeah,
gets.
my partner's over here.
Yeah, he
Oh,
definitely
so
gets to try
good.
one
Yeah, he does.
this time.
Yes.
Go
So,
in the fridge and pass me my cherry.
yeah, so
berry
tell us a
bomb.
little bit more about the time traveling pirate.
Time traveling
Yes.
pirate. So this started. You were talking about the meal plans, and this would have been my very first year. My first mate and I were not prepared.
Yes.
That's those first years.
And
Yeah, that's the way it goes for first year. For
so
any- for
we're
anything.
wandering around. We've had a great day. It's Friday night, or it's heading into Friday night, and we're getting hungry. And the food trucks have shut down. We could go back to camp and rustle some stuff up, but we just want to get some food down and get to partying. And as we're walking back towards camp, we just get this beautiful scent in the air, and our feet lift off the ground and we start floating like the cartoons in Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
And we end
Right.
up way in the back of open camping, and we track the smell down to one of the ships. They're cooking dinner, and I go up and I ask them. I ask if I can speak to their captain or their cook.
Yes.
And I meet Lady Dragon, and she's in charge of all the meals on their ship. And I ask her, I say, hey, I have $20 in my pocket, and I need to feed my first mate and I tonight. So would you be willing to feed us for $20? And she says, well, normally I do a meal plan for $35, and that's for the whole weekend. So I'll tell you what, you give me that $20. And I'll feed both of you for the whole weekend.
Oh, wow.
So we got
Yeah.
2 meal plans for the weekend for $20.
Wow.
Right place, right time.
Yeah.
That's one thing about these festivals and such. When you just find they work like
Yeah.
magic. When you need something, somehow it materializes.
Oh, yeah,
If
absolutely.
you just get in those flows, you'll learn. So the next day, I'm walking up to my ship. It's probably about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've been out and just meeting people, having a blast. And I walk back up to my ship, and there's this big, huge, burly man of a pirate. He makes Danny over here look a little bit small.
Okay. Okay.
And he's
That's a
standing.
You do that.
He's a pretty big guy, and he's
Yeah.
and as I'm walking up, he says, "Hey, you're Captain Emery, right?" And I'm just thinking, what the hell did I do last night? I was really drunk. What did I kill somebody? What's going on? He says, Lady Dragon sent me. She wanted me to tell you that it was lunchtime, but unfortunately, I failed in my duties, and lunchtime was several hours ago, so I failed to deliver that message. So I'd like to offer you a swig of my rum as an apology. I said, no, sir. As far as I'm concerned, you did not fail at all. You're standing here. You're delivering the message. It was me that wasn't at my ship. It was on me on that.
Yeah.
So, and also the way that I see it, if you were not standing right here at the moment, I would have been missing dinner, and it feels like it's right about that time. So I'd like to offer you a swig of my rum as a thank you. And then he introduces himself as Morgan. He's captain of the ship right across from me.
Captain Morgan.
Of course. Yeah.
So later that weekend,
Pardon me?
Morgan approaches me again, And he says, you know, when we were talking the other day, you mentioned that this was your first Tortuga, and but it doesn't make any sense because I remember you from last year, and I remember all of my crew. All of my crew remembers you from last year. Same type of dress, same mannerisms, and same encampment. All of it. And he has his crew of about 20.
Yeah.
I said, no, this is definitely my first year. Unless it wasn't. And he gets this confused look on his face and he goes, damn time-traveling pirates. So fast forward to...
Hand me that.
fast forward to probably a couple months after Tortuga.
Yes.
I was in a house fire, and
Yes.
and
I remember that.
after that fire
chaotic.
happened, I had a very pressing need to get to Santa Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
One, I needed to retire some ashes of my pet snake that I had lost in that fire.
Yes.
Two, I needed to go on the haunted walk on the boardwalk because a friend of mine, my friend Brian, had passed a couple of years before, and we had went on a trip to Santa Cruz, and we went on all the rides, but we weren't able to go on the haunted walk. So we were always talking about, well, we're going to get back there.
Yeah.
And he passed before we were able to do that. So so I needed to go to Santa Cruz, and I tell my first mate, I need to make this trip. And he says, well, Captain, it's a good thing you told me because Santa Cruz is my hometown. I said, I know, that's why you're going with me. He said, all right, good, because I want to show you my hometown. And I want to show you past the boardwalk and show you what my hometown has to offer. And he says, there's one particular thing that I very much want you to see. So in our trips, we end up in the old game shop.
Okay.
The gaming shop there.
Oh, I know that
in
one.
town.
Yes.
And in there they have a retro cabinet.
Yes.
They have, like Atari joystick. They have the old gun from
Power glove.
The power glove. That was the thing. So as I'm looking, I see that power glove sit in there in the back. That was my first time machine that I had ran across. If you know the movie Kung Fury.
Yes.
It's about a time-traveling kung fu cop whose friend Hackerman uses an old 80s power glove to hack time. Now I have access to a power glove. So now I know when it's time to go back to that first
Santos.
thing. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So my plan was when it's time to go back to that second year of Tortuga, I just need to go to Santa Cruz, steal that glove, and off we go. Fast forward to a few months later, I'm at work and we're doing an 80s party.
Yes.
And all the cliches, the big hair, the jean jackets, the music, all of it. And I walk back onto K Street right behind my work, and they have the DeLoreans thing. She is beautiful. She's got flux capacitor going.
Oh, so it's the full on.
Yeah, Marty's jacket and hat in the front seat. It's gorgeous. So of course I message Morgan with a picture saying, "Hey, look what I found another time machine." That's two. So the problem with that particular vehicle is that obviously it's no longer there. It's no longer parked there. I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
But when you're a time traveler, when is just as relevant and important as where. So I know where and when that's going to be. So when it's time to time travel, I'm going to Santa Cruz, still in that power glove, time traveling back to that day at work to steal that DeLorean, because time machines are very fickle things. You always want to have two of them just in case something breaks.
That makes sense.
The phone booth is broken, the original time machine broke, the DeLorean broke, the TARDIS is broken many times.
Multiple times.
You just need to make sure you don't activate the two at the same time, but always have a backup when you're time traveling. So that's two time machines. I have several pictures with my beloved TARDIS, and so I know I will be traveling in her in some time. I have not yet, but I have found her many times.
There you go.
So yeah, time traveling pirate captain. Also Santos here on your show. When I first told that story that first time, he says if that raggedy old pirate wants a power glove, give him my address after the show. I still owe you a drink, but for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that thing.
Yeah, it was gifted a power glove.
I now own an old 80s power glove, so I can hack time anytime I want.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Is when you got that.
All right. Speaking of times, I think
So,
it's
do
time.
this.
Okay.
Or I believe we're going to call this the orange sliders.
Okay.
Okay. 3,
2.
1, pop. Chug.
So smooth.
So smooth. Smooth.
Patter's still going.
No, that's
Like you don't even feel. You don't feel it. It just feels like you're just straight up chugging orange
Straight out
juice.
orange juice.
Just the orange juice.
Honestly, mine kind of floated in the orange juice. Like it did not.
I think because it's plastic shots.
Yeah, it did not go below. And
now we
so
know. Don't
they
use
didn't
the
mix
plastic
quite as well, but it's not a bad drink. It just didn't mix as well as I thought it
You
would.
still taste the most of the orange juice.
Yeah, still mostly tasted orange juice, but it didn't sink to the bottom like I thought it
Because
would.
again, those plastic shots out there.
Yeah, it's okay.
That was
But that Jameson though is
It's a slight
by itself.
flaw in the
it's
planning, but it's a good drink.
So we got Mater going, not to stray too far off topic. Santa Cruz was the location for Lost Boys, correct?
Correct.
It was actually, the Santa
For a
Cruz
majority of the
Pier.
filming, yes.
Yeah, the Santa Cruz Piers where a lot of it goes on.
I actually have a story for this one,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
Nice.
So one of my math teachers from high school, for a number of, I'm not sure if it was for the whole movie, it might have been, but for like certain scenes, he was Kiefer Sutherland's stand-in. When they did like a back shot of him,
Right.
Okay.
and they didn't need him.
Yeah.
He was the back shot actor.
Did he look like Keith or something from the back?
At the time, no, but this was obviously
Okay. True. Yeah, I guess so.
time had changed, but
Yeah.
the way he talked to us, I was like, yeah, that tracks.
Yep.
So I'm just like, interesting. How did you do acting and then now you're a teacher?
There we go.
How did you
Fine,
get
that's
from
fine.
one to the other? Well, one's a little bit more reliable.
So the other
You
thing
might need more sheets.
that I want to mention too is that Imri and I are
And the straight people.
I can get them.
Imri and I are doubles in that everywhere I go in Sacramento, people think I'm Imri. I don't know if he's ever gotten called Hatter, but I've gotten
one
called
time.
Imri
Just one time.
dozens of times in the time periods that I've lived
Doesn't
here in
drink, doesn't-
Yeah,
Sacramento.
I've confused you with Emmy before. too.
My own partner.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And several friends that know both myself and Imri really well will call me Imri. I was mentioning to your partner that we have one friend who goes to club, and in the same night will look at me and go, "Hey, Imri," and then like 10 minutes later will go, "Hey, Hatter." Both times looking me straight in the face.
Damn.
And I get it in the fact that, okay, Imri and I are similar height, similar build. We both usually wear a hat. We both got the long hair.
Beards are different.
The
though.
beards are a little different.
Mine was getting pretty raggedy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and
was.
mine has been
long and
mine has been more
Gray like
groomed.
this.
Mine has been more groomed
definitely got more
before.
gray in there
It's,
than I
it's
had.
the back shot
I've done-
and the
I have,
hat.
like little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like mine has been more groomed before. It's longer and straggly now, but it
Can I
has
see your
been
glass?
groomed more before. So yeah, we have always gotten the Imri is I am Imri's doppelganger.
Well, I couldn't ask for a better one.
Thank you.
Just one of us are gonna have to kill the other soon.
There can be only one.
You like a cocktail?
I still.
You like a cocktail?
Shit.
Alright, hope you like gin.
Oh,
Apparently-
Jen. You're hitting me with Jen again.
Hey, last time you loved it.
I
Hey,
did. That was. What was it last time?
It's the same thing
Oh,
I'm
the
making
same
right
thing.
now.
All right.
yeah, Captain's Lime is a very good drink. I think we need this charcoal is
Yeah.
diminished.
Yeah. Where's the tongs at?
Oh, it's right next to the hookah.
Over there somewhere.
Yeah, there you go.
Hookah maintenance.
Right? Yeah, go ahead and take Danny's seat to mess with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
He'll be over there
I'm
mixing
the
drinks for a minute.
Commodore
Right?
Yeah.
I am the Commodore now. I mean,
You might be able to pass for me, but I'm never gonna pass for that. Danny, did somebody cut you off at the knee?
right? What happened?
Oh, shiny nice.
Again, it's just from the back, wearing the hat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I get it.
Got a lot of top hats.
Yeah, one of the things that I've mentioned before is that I've been called Hatter for a long time. long before I did Wasteland. And the biggest reason that I got that nickname was because I started collecting the fedoras and the trilbies when I was about 17 years old. And it was my goth friends who started calling me Hatter. And for me, the big influence was Frank Sinatra, and also my own grandfather, who was the type of guy that if he left the house, he was in a suit, and that suit often had a hat with it, and so it was just that style that he always had about him. And I really always liked that style about my grandfather. My grandfather was a big influence on my life, and was definitely was one of my key father figures growing up. And so I started to kind of adopt, and he was a big Frank Sinatra fan because that was something from his generation, of course. And so I kind of started to adopt that type of look. In my goth crew, I did more of a corporate goth, suit, tie, and a top hat, wore it to school a lot to kind of have my style shown. And I would find all the stuff at thrift stores, and of course. And for the longest time, I was the only person I knew who was really fascinated with fedoras and trilbies and had that type of collection. And then when I moved to Sacramento, I found that I was not the only hatter in town.
There are a lot of nicknames up here where there's like multiples. Like, you get the normal ones, like ravens, cats.
So many ravens.
Oh, in the golf scene, yes. There are a dime a dozen.
There's multiple duckies up in Sacramento.
To my knowledge, I am the only grave robber.
No
There's
surprise there.
the cliche in the goth community. There's a raven, there's a Lestat, there's a cat, there's a...
Yeah.
Those are the cliches.
No, because again, in the Sacramento club scene back in the asylum days, there was a person going by Lestat.
Yep.
There's been a Lestat at every golf club I've gone to my entire life, okay?
That's fair.
There has always been a Lestat, okay?
Yeah.
What's the Lestat? I haven't heard that one.
That's from Interview with the Vampire. It's the main vampire's name, so that's why a lot of people will adopt it.
I think you tried showing me that movie, but I fell
Yeah.
asleep.
Yeah.
Queen of the Vampire, Queen of the Damned.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of those influential movies, of course, that a lot of people love, and so yeah, people end up adopting the name, whether it's given to them or they take it on themselves. I don't know everybody's story, but I can guarantee every golf club I've ever been to had a Lestat. You know, every goth community I've ever been a part of had a Lestat. You know.
There's a lot of multiple names.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed a lot of we have a lot of chosen names and nicknames. Because people
Yeah.
are like, I don't want to use my real name in this group.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Matt, did you say you wanted one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people were like, no, I'm gonna go by another name. And there's people in the scene that I never knew their real birth given name. I only knew them by nicknames.
Oh yeah, there's people we've known for 2 decades, and
Yeah.
couldn't tell you what their actual name was.
Yeah, I mean, there's Wastelanders like that for sure that I know.
Oh, yeah.
Where I don't know their real name. I know their Wasteland name. That's it.
Wait, so is Ducky at Clovis the name actually Ducky? Or is that a nickname?
My ducky, that is a nickname.
Yeah, that's a nickname. I think name they're going by Lyra or something like that.
Lyra, yeah.
Lyra right now. Yeah, they're going by Lyra.
And
But
you have one of those interesting names when you introduce to people for the first time.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I sure do, but we're on video, so I'm not allowed to say it, because if anybody ever says it back to me in full without mistake, I have to marry them.
That's
Yeah,
right. So
nobody
you
else can have
can't.
you.
So we can't make it too easy to where they can rewatch the video.
That's right.
But he has one of those long names.
Yeah.
But Imri is just part of it. Or Captain Imri.
Emmer's actually my birth name, and I'm very grateful for that too. It's my father's name as well, but I love having a name that's not incredibly common.
Yeah, no, it is
I
not.
had to have a name.
You're the only Imri I've ever met.
I probably ran across like 4 or 5 through my life. Interesting enough, there's actually another Emery at my work who started just this last year.
Oh, really?
And every time we pass each other in the halls, it's hi Emery. Oh, hi Emery.
Very nice, very nice.
Ducky's like, Mater's like, I've known way too many Lokis.
Oh, that
Loki's another
Yeah.
common one. Loki's another common one for
Ducky's
sure.
like, Lake Asp. Not my real name.
I'm so sorry.
I'm going by the one that's on your birth certificate compared to the one you choose now, which is your real name. I know. I have known Ducky for a very long time.
I know more than
2012.
one name for Ducky, but that is Ducky's decision as to whether or not they want to share any previous names that they've used, so I will not be saying.
Ducky
so,
and Lyra
yeah.
are the best ones.
Yeah, those are the most accurate, most
Yes.
recent ones.
Like, even in that case, I'll say, like, I know Ducky's dead name.
Yeah,
It
so do I.
felt so weird using it because I'm so used to calling them Ducky.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, I've seen, like, that doesn't feel right.
And I am of the mindset of, yeah, if someone has moved beyond a name, you don't
Yeah.
dead name them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's just not cool. So I know it. I'm not going to use it,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to tell anybody what it is.
And there's always different situations. Like, I go by Vex or Figment, whichever one. Rebecca was my birth name. I still get called that on occasion. And I'm just like, yeah, sure. My ex-husband still calls me Becky.
Yeah.
Hearing that even now, I'm just like, ooh, that feels weird.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Oh.
Yeah. Because not many people...
I lived with you when you were Becky.
You lived with me when I was married.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Oh, Nero passed away.
Nero.
The Siamese cat that we had?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just about 18 years old.
That's
a good
quite
long life for a
venerable age
kitty.
For a kitty.
It's a good long
That's
life.
an old cat.
He passed basically overnight of the day that Jake was going to take him in to put him down.
18's a pretty good age. Most of
Yeah.
my cats
So did
went
Jake
about
still have
16.
him? Does Jake have
Yep.
him?
Jake's had him the entire time. I haven't seen him since before he got married again. But I'll leave that alone because no stress tonight.
So yeah, I've over the years I've gone by Hatter for a long time, like I said, and then I also had a group of friends that called me Monkey for a long time. Monkey was actually the first name I used at Wasteland because it is another one of those nicknames. I'll tell a story about how I got the name Monkey.
These are separate.
I moved out of my parents' home when I was 19. In that time period from 19 to now, I've lived a lot of places, and thankfully I've never had to live in my car. But I have slept on a couch. I have lived in a garage. And one of the weirdest places I lived was in a walk-in closet.
Oh,
good.
I had an ex-boyfriend who kind of did that whole thing.
And when I lived in the walk-in closet, my roommates, and I legit had a mattress and most of my stuff in the walk-in closet. Whatever couldn't fit in there did end up going into the bedroom that the walk-in closet was attached to.
Yeah.
But it allowed me to have a little bit of privacy and a little bit of my own space. And
Like, the walk-in closet, how big is that?
that one was probably about 5 by 7.
Smart.
Big enough to fit a twin mattress on the ground.
And that basically takes the whole night.
And that took up most of it. I had my clothes hanging in there, and then there was a shelf in there where I actually had, at the time, you still had CRT TVs. So I had a shelf with a CRT TV on it. And then I had you have the pole light switch in some closets, right?
Yeah.
So I had that, but I got the adapter where you can plug something off of it, like you can Christmas lights, and I had that running to the TV. And to like a little alarm clock stereo in there.
Nice.
And then my clothes. And like I said, most of my stuff, there was quite a few stuff that was in the room with my roommate. And it just so happened that when I moved into that apartment, we ended up with 4 guys in a 2-bedroom apartment. They already had someone sleeping on the couch when I moved in. So there was I couldn't sleep on the couch.
No.
But I didn't really have any place to go, and my friends weren't about to let me sleep in my car,
Yeah.
thankfully. So
Go ahead.
it just so happened that my buddy had a sticker on his closet that said there's an evil monkey that lives in my closet, from Family Guy, of course.
Oh.
And so when I moved into his closet, I became the evil monkey that lived in his closet.
So we have a comment.
Yeah.
Gemini says, I'm hoping to find all 12 zodiac signs as names at Wasteland someday. So far, I have a Leo and me, Gemini.
Oh wow.
Okay, there you go. I
That's
like
an
that.
interesting-
Yeah, that'd be an interesting scavenger hunt. So we need a Scorpio and
We need
a
10 more.
and
Yeah.
and Capricorn and
Sagittarius.
and
And
on and on and on.
Aries.
Cancer, Aries. Yeah, but they have to be using that name.
That's gonna be like their name or Wasteland name.
Yeah. They gotta be using that name.
I
You
enjoy
hit
it.
under Gemini.
This is great.
You hit under Gemini, right?
Yeah, I'm a Gemini.
You're right at that cusp though, Taurus, Gemini.
I'm dead in the middle. I'm in the middle.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm like
he's
beginning of
Yours
June.
is-
on the cusp.
When was yours?
So I'm Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. Okay.
Yes.
I'm like Capricorn.
Taurus to the T.
I'm the baby.
I just grab every cliche from that I can. So, obvious joke aside, you had a closet that you were living in, so you
Came
had
out of
to
the
come
closet.
out of the closet
Oh, all the time.
all the time, always.
All the
coming
time.
out of it. Every opportunity to come out of the closet.
Oh yeah.
And
Did
your
you
stuff
ever
straight as
come out
a
like pointing your finger like evil Mike?
Oh, of course I did.
Oh yeah.
Of course I did. I was like, God, how old was I when I lived there? I was like 22 at the time.
Oh god.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
22-year-old you.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about him.
No beard.
I had a goatee, but it was very groomed and kept short. I actually had at the time I had spiky hair, short spiky hair.
Wasn't it blonde too?
No, I have not been a blonde since I was a child, and I do not dye my hair. My hair just got darker as I aged.
I did that too.
So when I was born, I was so blonde that my eyebrows don't show up in pictures of me as a baby. I have no eyebrows because they were that
It
blonde.
just got naturally darker.
And it just got naturally darker. By the time I was 15, my hair was dark. Yeah, my hair
Yeah.
was brown. And it just got darker over time. And then, so I have not been blonde since I was a child. And I have dyed my hair. Don't get me wrong. But this is my natural color. Yeah. But yeah, I don't dye it from blonde to brown regularly or anything like that. But yeah, I've dyed it
Blonde all
for
gray.
Halloween costumes or whatever.
I totally forgot we filmed this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
we're watching a video footage of Nucule, the last Nucule, and apparently we got filmed one of my favorite burlesque shows performances. They did Toxic Love by Ferngully,
Oh, I love that one.
and they were supposed to be like this adaptation of Hexus. And me, I was like, I threw my seat right there in the front, and I was just watching it. This one's filming, and
I was enjoying the show here, and now with context, I love it so much more.
yeah,
So-
the story.
Hold on. I want you to show off my my cup for the moment. So
It's a bucket.
This is a Bacardi bucket. We went to Applebee's the night of my birthday
Yep.
because we went out to Scandia with some friends who were also celebrating their birthdays around that time. That one was James' birthday.
Yeah.
And I saw this and I was like, oh, I need that. I need the bucket. It was supposed to be an alcoholic drink that came in it.
Right.
So I asked him like, hey, could we put a mocktail in that? I just want the bucket.
Yeah.
So they charged me for
Two
two mocktails, which filled up, which was still cheaper than the regular alcoholic drink.
Right.
And I got the Bacardi bucket.
Right.
And I'm
Very
like,
cool.
oh god, this is.
We weren't sure if we were allowed to keep it or not,
But I kept it.
this one walked out with it.
hmm
Very nice.
I was gonna play with you, bitch. It's my birthday. I'm keeping the bucket.
Yeah. That was pretty much the sole purpose of getting that. It was because this one really wanted the bucket.
So I want to know more about 22-year-old Hatter. What were you doing back then? What entertained you? That would have been before you were Hatter.
I mean, no, I already had the nickname Hatter among my goth friends.
Okay.
But I definitely didn't use it as much because I had, let's say, different groups of friends. So I had the main group that I hung out with and ended up being roommates with was my D&D friends.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's burnt ashy.
we did a lot. I started playing D&D when I was 14 and played until I was in my late 30s. Haven't played consistently regularly, but I still would anytime just sit down and play. It's still fun.
Bucket!
You know, I don't have a I don't have a regular game right now, but I still love the hobby itself. But
D&D you said on that?
yeah, D&D. Yeah, 22-year-old me was also still doing Renaissance Fair at the time.
Yeah.
I think at the time I was working at Home Depot. And I was a lot more introverted than I am now. It took me some time to kind of, like, I've always been an extroverted person, but as a kid, I had a stutter and a speech impediment, and I was a very shy kid because of those things. So the older I got, the more I moved past a lot of that.
Gotcha.
And the more I challenged myself to be like, I want to be an extrovert. I am an extrovert. I have to get to that point where where I'm honoring that part of my personality. And it took me giving myself goals to really get to where I am now as far as being an extrovert.
What age would you say you reached that?
Right. It was definitely more of a progression over time, because one of the things I did really early was I started going out to a nightclub that I went to by myself, where I didn't know anybody going in. At the time, there was the new wave swing dancing that was going on. And one of the things that I had a big problem with is I was really shy about talking to new people and introducing myself to somebody.
Yeah.
I was good at making friends if somebody introduced themselves first.
Yeah.
But I would never had the courage to introduce myself to somebody. And the same thing with meetings, people I might be interested in dating. I never had the courage to introduce myself to a woman I found attractive. And so I started going out to this.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and report it because most of this is still good. We just need it.
So I started going out to this club. It was called Memories, and it was a swing dance club.
Where was this at?
This was in Orange County, California.
Okay.
And Memories was they would do, if you showed up early and you didn't know how to swing dance, they would do a basic lesson.
Alright.
And then if you you would pay for the lesson was free with your entry. So if you show up early, it's the same price no matter if you show up early enough for the lesson or not.
Okay.
It was like $10. And it was an all-age club. You didn't have to be 21 to go there. So I started going there when I was like 18. Actually, no, it wasn't an all-age. It was an 18 and over club, is a better way to put it. So you didn't have to be 21. So I started showing up there when I was about 18. And one of the things I did is I saw this couple get out there and dance, and they were incredible. Guy and gal, they got out on that dance floor, and it was like something out of a movie. The way that they moved and danced and knew each other's steps and knew all of the cues from each other, just everything. And as they were dancing, the crowd just kind of stopping and watching them. Even other people who were dancing were just watching them. And I was just absolutely blown away. And one of those things where I was like, okay, I'm here at this club to challenge myself. I'm going to go talk to these people.
Okay.
Made me more nervous than anything I could tell you, honestly. I was so just like sweating bullets, But I'm like, they're incredible. They know what they're doing. Those are the people I want to talk to. I just came here for the first time. I just took the free lesson. I don't really know anything beyond that. I want to talk to these people. They know what they're doing. And so I ended up walking over, and I just simply said, wow, you guys are incredible. Do you mind if I ask, how long have you two been dancing? And they said, oh yeah, they were both like theater students at like a local like high school. You know, we were the same age essentially. You know, I was in my senior year of high school, so over there. And they were like theater students, and so they had learned like ballroom and tap dance through theater. They had become friends and started dating and that type of thing. And so when they got out to the dance, they knew what they were freaking doing. And the girl, she went by the name Angel. She was like, do you know how to? And I'm like, I took the free lesson. That's about all I know. From there, her and Swingin' Joe would be like, okay, well, we'll teach her some stuff. And so what I learned there was that, you know, if you find the right people will just kind of welcome you into their thing.
Yeah.
And they want you to learn about their thing. And like I said, I already had a big influence from like Sinatra and Dean Martin and stuff like that from my grandparents. And so I started getting to know them. And then all the time, I had told Angel, like, oh, one of the main things I'm here to do is try to make new friends and try to meet new people because I've been very shy and sheltered. And she took that as a personal challenge and would constantly introduce me to people to the point of where, like, she'd notice me, like, let's say I'm watching somebody dance, a couple, and she'd be like, okay, let's go meet him, you know? And or if she noticed that I was checking out a woman that I found attractive, she'd be like, let's go meet her, you know? And so having friends that were pushing me, I do a thing now where and I'm not the only person who does this. I've noticed lots of people do this, but you call it adopt an introvert. And as an extroverted person, you adopt someone who's introverted and you help them come out of their shell a bit. You don't try to. The idea is you don't try to force them to do anything more than what they're comfortable at the moment. But because of your friendship, hopefully they can get out and meet new people and become more involved in their community.
It's less about forcing them to do the things as much as opening the door and ushering them in. Yeah. And they can choose which doors to walk through and not, and when to turn around and walk back through. Oh yeah. And your story is very similar to mine at the early 20s, that late teens, coming from a small town over in Marysville, Utah City. Yes. And it's one of those places where I say, there's nothing wrong with it per se. It's just one of those places that your heart's either in it or it's not. And my heart absolutely was not, and I decided I wasn't going to die there. Very few people, I just didn't feel connected. Even my closer friends at the time, I was the only goth in town. So we kind of navigated towards the other freaks per se. Yeah, the absolutely. Other weirdos and oddities of town. You know, we had the skater, the stoner, the metalhead, the raver, all the cliches. And we just kind of hung out together at the mall because that's all we had. So we called ourselves the mall rats, and that's what we had. My
high school was like that too. Our goth community was small, and we pulled in the punkers and the metalheads and the skaters and But at that time, being the only goth, even my closer friends, you know, I could connect to them on some levels, but there was other ways that just they couldn't quite understand, and I couldn't understand and connect with them. Until one day I was sitting in the food court, and my partner at the time looks up and she goes, "Oh my God, it's another goth." And I look up and this guy's walking in. He's got the Liberty spikes, the dark shades, the eyeliner, the nail polish, the stomping boots, the works. He's more of like right after the post-punk goth, like right at that area. Yeah. Right, and I'm looking, I'm going, this is like really late 90s, early 2000s, and I'm going, you know, I'd never seen another goth in my hometown before. Like, I'd seen a couple concerts and what have you, but to see another goth in my hometown, so I look up, I go, oh, that's my new friend. Now let's go meet him. Yeah. And he ended up being an absolutely wonderful man, and we made friendship very quickly, and he started telling me about a club up in Sacramento that I needed to go to called Asylum. Yes.
That name many times.
Yes, of
This
course,
man
yes.
knows this place. This
Yeah,
is
by the time I
this
came
is
to Sacramento,
my
Sacramento
origin stories
existed,
per
but-
se.
Yes.
So eventually I went up to this club, and I remember walking up that first time. The patio was out on front, out in the front. You walk up, and there's just this sea of goth, of black. They're out there in all their black dresses and their black vests and their black stomping, smoking the black cigarettes. What the fuck's a black cigarette?
Right.
Clove cigarettes.
Yup.
First time seeing those.
Yeah.
There was more goths on that front patio than I even knew existed.
Right.
in this
Okay.
world.
Okay. Yeah.
And I remember walking in through that red door,
Yep.
and then walking into that club, and they got that full bar. I'd never been into a club at that point in my life.
What's up, Benny?
Benny,
Yeah.
our old bartender.
Benny.
Benny was awesome. He always knew he knew his regulars and what drinks. You'd walk in,
And
knew
he
about-
knows how to
he
put
knows
people
what
in
time
check.
you're going to be there, and he knows what you're going to drink. You walk in.
Those are
he's
my
ready to
favorite
go.
bartenders, honestly.
He was wonderful.
Those are always my
Um,
favorite bartenders. I've had a few like that over the years.
Oh, for sure. Benny was absolutely wonderful. The dance floor, the multi-tier dance floor.
The catwalk in the
catwalk.
cage.
We all missed that wonderful catwalk.
Yeah.
The back
hours
couch
long.
area where people were getting tied up.
I was one of them.
Many people got
Oh
tied.
yeah, Asylum was
With
very
the
pet
staple
friendly. People were getting tied up. People were getting flogged, paddled.
Walker with nipple tape on.
Yeah, with just
That's not
nipple
pet art.
tape and a G-string.
Right. And this is what I'm walking into,
Yeah.
knowing nothing about, except for about 6 months before, I had went to my first YowieCon.
Okay. So that's got to be an eye-opening experience for
So
sure.
when I went to that convention, and for those who do not know what the term yaoi is, basically it's gay hentai.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, gay anime,
Gay
yeah.
anime. And they used to have a convention in San Francisco for this, and
I got to
had-
go there at least once.
or I had a. You did?
Yeah.
I just forget you didn't go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had therapy afterward, right?
No.
No, that's
No,
We
I'm
had
still
one
coping.
we went to
I'm still coping.
That's how she
that
was.
convention was something that really changed my life, because growing up in a small town with an alternate sexuality and such, and then going to living in a place where you had to repress personality and self, I just didn't feel like I could be open and be myself. And then going to that convention, where not just could I be open, but to be celebrated.
Yeah.
And that was absolutely amazing. Meeting the YowieCon Bishonen, the boys that worked that convention, they were the entertainment.
Yes.
Worked all right.
Which basically means you had a group of boys whose job it was to be the physical representation of the beautiful boys and such that these fans are reading in their novels and seeing shows.
So you get
Lots
some
of-
eye candy.
Lots of beautiful
Lots of eye candy.
And that was the point.
A
So
lot of
there's
seme, a lot of ukes.
lots of ukes and semis, lots of gay. And,
Yes.
and it was somewhere where I was safe. And when I left that convention, there was a post-con depression. When you go to large festivals or conventions and such,
Wasteland is familiar with
there-
it.
Oh, yeah.
there's
Event
many
drop.
people who are understand what the post-event depression is.
They drop,
You,
yeah.
you go up and you're on a high the whole time. Your adrenaline's up. You're having a blast. You're meeting new people.
You forget
You're
the real
probably
world
doing
exists.
drugs.
Yeah.
You let the whole world, all your
You're drinking a
problems
bunch,
just disappear for that weekend, and then you come home. And even if home's perfectly fine and such, but that you'll have that drop.
Oh yeah.
And coming home from that first YowieCon definitely came with a large drop.
Oh yeah.
Not just because of the fun that I had that weekend, but that understanding that I can only get that 3 days a year. Otherwise, I gotta revert back into self, not let people know who I am inside, and to live that repression.
Yeah.
But at least there was a place 3 days a week that I could go to. And then 6 months later, when I walked into Asylum for the first time, into the goth community, I was already identifying as goth, but there's only so much that you can learn on your own early internet, and
Oh, yeah,
to go in
absolutely.
and to
Agreed.
have a lot of
Agreed.
these feelings legitimized and to learn the beautiful community that was there, and to walk in there and go, wait, this is a very accepting group of people. There's two guys over there. They're holding hands. They're kissing those two girls over there.
Yeah.
This is another safe place.
Yeah.
This is a community that understands who I am, and that kept me coming back each week. And right where you were, that afraid to talk to anybody. I knew I had found my place, but it wasn't just instantly jump in and here we are throwing the big parties and doing all the things I do these days. That was a growth.
Oh yeah.
When I went in, I didn't know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to say. What does a young
That's
goth?
most of us, really.
Right. What does a young goth who's never been in a goth club before say to these people that's been there for 10, 15 years? These are all friends. These are all people who know each other. I'm just the new guy who walked in.
Yeah.
But it is a place that's.
I remember how it was when I first met you.
That's right. Oh, I'm still doing counseling for that one.
So let's just put a time frame on this. I was going to Asylum before this one showed up.
That's right. I've been there 20 years now.
Because I started going in 03.
I was 08.
So yeah, by the time I moved to Sacramento, Asylum no longer existed.
No.
There was Factor 9.
There was Factor 9.
It's now a, let's see.
Old Navy.
Old Navy.
Yep. Old Navy, yep.
The restaurant is now a David's Bridal. There's a Petco there too.
Well, the Petco's always been there.
Yeah.
But yeah, thankfully I had some of my own local scenes. One of the big clubs I went to for a long time, which I had to wait to go to, was Das Bunker. Das Bunker.
Oh yeah, I
That's
got
a
there a
big
couple few times.
It's a 21 club, 21 and over, and that was out in LA.
Huge.
It was multi-story. It was just incredible.
Got a comment?
Katie's saying I used to go in 06.
06.
Oh God.
What was that?
Katie,
Yep.
when did you stop? Did we met each other? How we met?
Now I'm God. If we met, dear, yeah, you would recognize different pictures of me. And cosplay consumed my life for a hot minute.
Well, I was backwards. I was consumed by cosplay and cons, and then I went to the goth clubs, and that's where I've been.
Yeah, and
I'm now the DJ.
And I would say for me too, like the goth scene was one of those, and the Renaissance Fair
Those ones too.
was one of those things that was a real eye opener for me, because I came from a small town, from a rural town, and from a very conservative background. And doing Renaissance Fair and doing the goth clubs and or getting involved in the goth scene was something that allowed me to just see people as people.
No, we're good. We got Needle watching, saying hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Neil, what is the count for Furiosa? What is the official count?
Yeah, how many tickets have been sold?
Because tickets are now closed.
Yeah.
Since yesterday.
You could, if you want to go in and buy a ticket for the time, you can, but not at the special
Discounted
rate.
price anymore. Yeah.
So Katie's saying I stopped back in 09, I think.
So we might have bumped heads.
Yeah, you might have. You might have.
I definitely probably bumped heads because 09, that's when I.
Oh, what do you need?
Back on.
Another one?
It's hot.
147.
Squeeze.
147 tickets.
147, not
I
bad.
need a new.
Yeah.
How much spam is going to be there, Needle? Quite a bit.
Okay. Don't you have the bag of that?
Actually, we might have
Nope,
to
I have
call
the
that
bag.
here soon because we're almost out of time.
Okay, no problem. Those charcoals.
Yeah, just let it burn out. We'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I'll just toss this in.
Yeah, go ahead.
That works. But yeah, kind of almost guaranteed, but I was mega shy and have the memory of a goldfish.
Same, because again, like I was still new to the scene. I was still being introduced as grave robber.
That's how I met you.
That's how a lot of people met me.
I remember those days.
Yeah. So that was my point. Is that like the goth scene and the Renaissance Fair scene was my first exposure, in a sense, to things outside of my small town, to
community.
To community.
that you relate to.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. To community that I relate to, that to people as just people. To seeing the queer community represented, my first opportunity to actually be introduced and meet people of the queer community, which in my conservative background was not looked upon favorably.
And in a spot that is open about it.
Yeah.
But more casual about it. It's not about that. It's just something that's there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just people being people.
Yeah.
Not at a gay pride rally or
Right,
where that's
yeah.
what it's about. And further pushes some people's comfort out.
Yeah.
Instead, you get to see it in real working.
Yeah, you just see
Life.
couples.
Right. You just see couples.
So
Yeah.
we have a comment.
So Needle's saying I can do a couple more tickets if anyone needs one. If you're in the NorCal area and you want to go see Furiosa with a bunch of other Wastelanders,
Yeah.
yeah, hit up Needle
Contact Needle.
Yeah.
And get yourself a ticket.
because that's going to be interesting.
Because it's, I believe it's May 24th. That the date is.
Yeah. Well, talking about finding community and stuff, I mean,
Yeah, events, things like this is a great shoe-in to get into the Wasteland community. Like going to see like special film Wasteland events like this, where the community's going out to see it. Smaller events such as Uncle Zeke's Nuclear Winter, the Summer Solstice,
Nuclear.
the Nuclear, which is just one night.
that's how Nunya kind of got in.
Yeah, that's how Nunya got introduced to Wasteland because
That's also how Tin Horn.
Yeah.
got
yeah,
in.
Tenor.
I went to a couple smaller events with them.
Yeah,
Yeah, you came out to Summer Solstice with us.
yes, you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Had a great
I
night.
remember that.
Yeah.
I spent most of the time sitting at a table because I didn't know anybody, and that's fine because to those who are shy and introverted and such, you're probably not gonna go out to these events and suddenly you're an extrovert and
No.
you're talking
It
to
takes
everybody.
time.
It
It
does.
takes time. It takes going a few times to be comfortable with your surroundings and to understand the people that's there and
Yeah.
such. You don't have to sit down and have huge conversations with people to have that happen. It happens gradually over time.
And there's
I
nothing
didn't
wrong
walk
with
into
being
the-
a wallflower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't walk into the goth club and hit straight to the dance floor. And,
Nope.
and
My first year
chatting
as a
with
wallflower.
Yeah.
It takes some time, but it also takes the dedication to continue to go back.
So, Neil's saying, yeah, May 24th. And then Katie's going, wait, Commodore, how did you meet Kip? Wasteland event or through club?
Fet Life.
That's another community.
I met Kip through
That's a
Fet
whole-
Life.
That's how.
and then she followed up with, or are you from Fet Life too?
Yes.
That's
I
how-
met Kip through Fet Life because they were one of the few poly couples I got to be introduced to, and all of a sudden Kip was like, "Hey, this is this post-apocalyptic Mad Max event called Wasteland Weekend that's coming up. We should go. We should go." And me, I'm like, I don't know. It's around the same time as SAC Anime. My funds are kind of steep. Let me think about it. And then I saw Mad Max Fury Road, and I hit up Kib like, okay, so you still got a spot for fucking Wasteland Weekend, right? I'm in.
Yeah. Let's see, Needle's like, I met Danny as grave robber. Katie, same. Yeah, most of us did. I didn't learn your real name for, fuck, I don't know how long it took. I think it took, like, actually friending you on Facebook. Oh, shit, that's his real name? Okay.
Yeah, no, I met Commodore as his original Wasteland name.
Oh yeah, it was just Carney Robber.
Yeah.
Or Pistol Whip.
Pistol Whip, I think is what I meant.
Pistol Whip.
Because you still had the Pistol Whip back then.
Yeah, I mean, I still have it. I just don't use it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, you still carried it back then.
Because this is how, for those who don't remember, I told this story a few times on the show of how me and Hatter actually met. We met at Wasteland my first year, which is 2015.
Yep.
I finally earned my Ghoul Crest tie, which was the last tie of that year. I am
Number
30
30
of the
at the
Dirty
30.
30.
Dirty 30.
Yep.
And then as I got my beer from the bar, which was basically a green glass bottle with duct tape on it, just says beer in shitty handwriting.
Yeah, they pulled all the labels off of any beer that was donated to them.
Which was
And really
basically,
labeled
it was
beer.
a fucking Heineken, but I didn't care. It was free beer.
But they weren't all Heinekens. Yeah, it was variety, but they were all just labeled
You never knew
beer.
what you're gonna
Yeah,
get.
No.
exactly.
I just
You ain't
knew
gonna ask for some special beer. No,
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
this motherfucker sitting down inside with a fucking hookah by himself, and I'm like, there's a fucking hookah here. I am down. So I asked him, hey, may I partake with you in a hookah? And you're like, sure.
Yeah.
So we sat down, we introduced each other, I was asking, hey, how'd you come across this this club? And he told me what he was doing, and I told him how I earned my membership, and we just hit it off.
Yeah.
And then we came across each other next year, because again, I remember this guy because he was like one of the first few friends I made at Wasteland.
Yeah.
So when 16 happened, I was like, oh, I hope I get to smoke hookah with the Hatter again. Sure enough, he brought us hookah, but little did he know is my partner at the time was after his bounty. And that story we told many times.
Yeah, we've told that story a bunch, yeah.
So you have comments?
So we got Katie going. I met him on FetLife the week before his first Wasteland. He came back and we got a coffee a week after he got back, and he sold me on it. I love him for the intro, but my wallet hates him.
Oh yeah, my wallet hates him too.
Right,
Like,
right.
it's so weird how there's so much damn overlap between all of the hobbies, and half of us meet on FetLife anyway.
That's how me and Emery met.
Yeah.
Hey, that's right.
Oh God! The first time I found out you actually had a FetLife, I'm like, oh God!
Best thing you found on the internet, right, babe?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't say that about you.
Oh.
It's okay. Compared to Seth Rollins' nudes.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
When you find the right nudes on the internet.
Right, right.
Fuck yeah.
What time are we at right now?
We are currently
Right,
at
right, right.
58.
Yeah, right around.
Alright, so
I got.
So one last thing.
I got some gifts.
Oh.
So when I went to Japlaya, on our way out, Christina and I stopped
I don't see shit.
by this cool little bar
Right there. By the
right
drink.
next to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
the utensils.
Yes.
So we stopped by this little bar, and they had kind of this little thrift store next to,
Ah.
and some of the stuff it had in there was things that people would find in the desert afterwards, and some things that people made and what have you. And one of the things I ran across were these cool little forks.
Money to be
So,
Yes.
I don't know where the camera is. So you can,
You get up there. It's up on top of the bookshelf.
So,
clean out the balls.
We do not care.
It is a fork and a middle finger, basically.
This is amazing.
That is amazing.
I'm gonna put this on the hat. I'm putting this on the hat.
there we go.
Okay.
You got one too. I haven't.
Ah,
and I
that
have,
is gorgeous. I
another one at
love
home.
it so much.
Put it like right there somewhere. Like
Yeah,
that.
I've been meaning to get that to you for guys.
Or
White
right
shark.
here. Yo,
White
oh, it's
shark.
perfect like that.
There you
I
go.
love it.
There you go.
Yeah, mine's sitting on
That
the
is
bar at
quite
home.
amazing.
There you
So,
go.
Figment,
So I
please hold on
figured
to
there was
this.
a fuck you on that somewhere.
Speaking of fuck yous, hand me that foam finger, please.
Yep. I knew we were coming up on the fuck yous there for. Fuck you
Yep.
forks.
Yep.
So, for the Wasteland Talk episode of the night, the fuck you of the episode goes to not only Emery but Matt too.
Yeah.
So, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Very much. And for Matt, who's probably, it's for the, if in case you don't know, fuck you in the Wasteland community means hi, you're awesome, I love you,
Goodbye.
fuck you.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the aloha.
It is the aloha of the Wasteland.
It is.
This is how we say hello.
It's a common greeting to say fuck you to everybody, and also to typically do like a fuck you with like a one-handed
So if I
hug.
walked in flipping everyone off, I'd be totally fine.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the.
The Wasteland salute is
Yeah, does
this.
this, it makes a
Making a
W for
W
Wasteland.
with the two middle fingers.
Oh, okay.
That's the Wasteland salute.
So I will say,
Yeah.
when we were talking about being an introvert, going like my first time at Wasteland after quarantine ever come back, the amount of fuck yous that were being passed around, I was almost sitting there going, okay, I've been exposed to it, but my brain is going, the fuck?
Yeah, we warned you about this.
I feel weird telling people fuck you.
We warned you about
It's one of
this.
my favorite
The
things.
autistic brain.
Saying fuck you is an honor.
Yeah.
It's great seeing you, man. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're an introvert and you're not used to that, it's a jarring experience.
Yeah, that's gonna be weird.
And now I show up to, oh yeah, fuck you! Just ride around my scooters randomly, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you in particular. You could fuck me. Here's where I'm camping. It's a learning curve. Yeah, Katie.
A learning curve.
It is.
True.
Yeah.
Ducky felt the same.
So,
Okay.
so, with that being said,
Because someone wants to go to club.
yeah, we got a golf club right after this. It's already started, so we're already late. But that's how golf start. We're fashionably late.
Especially.
Some people-
Especially this one.
never been late in my life.
He's not on purpose.
I know. We know.
He has to make a
here.
grand entrance.
No, I was
Where
here
was
before the
working?
show started. I was on time.
Of course you were.
Yep.
He has to make a grand
I'm
entrance.
like a
this week.
Yeah.
wizard. I'm like a wizard. I
I
arrived
was on his
exactly when
ass
I
about
intended.
getting-
Made a grand entrance to his birthday party in
Oh
a fucking
yeah,
casket.
that was fun.
Well, that's a story for another topic or another show.
Oh, the
Yes, yes.
Or
What's up?
the unicorn entrance.
Natal's like, try to go to work after Wasteland and not say fuck you.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, just getting back to the real world is it's harsh.
Yeah.
Pet drop.
And
I tell people all the time. I love the thing I love about Wasteland.
I'm just like, oh
you just
hi
talk
boss.
like a person.
yep.
Yeah, you can just talk like
Oh,
a person.
that,
at
I
Wasteland.
can't do that. So-
You know.
I've had to explain things to people.
All right. With that being said,
Okay.
I am the Commodore.
I'm Hatter of the Waste.
I am Captain Emery of the Lost Soul.
And Figment.
This is Wasteland Talk.
Thank you for joining us, even with our issues.
With the issues
So many
and
issues.
Thank you for watching.
lack of attendance because a lot of you motherfuckers are at Neo. But again, I'll share this video around on the upcoming when people are either heading home or is already home, so you can enjoy it as you do your calm down.
Yeah.
Right, fuck you.
You're
Good
right.
night.
All right.
Fuck you.
Night,
Fuck
fuck
you.
you.
Thank you.
Cue the video. I'll cue the music.
Yeah.
Especially after
Since we had
Yeah,
the crashes.
Fuck you.
Since we had the crashes, I don't have a video queued, but I can grab one.
Let's do something that's 4 minutes.
Furiosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to see Furiosa, we'll see you there.
Yeah, see you at Furiosa.
Yes. We will see you at Furiosa.
All right, Nino. There you go. I love you.
Yeah, sure. I'd rather not say the other gun.
Okay, let's do.
I still have more beer.
Yeah, it's going to take us a moment.
We'll just
Best way to solve
do-
workplace grievances. Oh, imagine taking co-workers in the Thunderdome.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. We're not out of this yet. We're still live.
We are still.
Will someone please kick out that chair because I can't do this again. I can't stop haunting my dreams full of the faces of forgotten friends. Yeah, the worst part of this is that I did this to myself. I've only myself to blame.